Hey, Uncle Buck. Nice shirt. Thanks. It was at the top of the laundry. Nice to be on top. Does take more effort, though. You have to put in a lot more work. Hey, Killface. Hope you're able to stick around for more than a couple minutes tonight. Maybe a 20. Man, it's open longer than that. I should have refilled my water before I came alive. Yeah, well. Hey, Color Purple. Hey, Pause. Ooh, congratulations on your gifted membership, Killface, in SJam's chat. Hey, Buttercup. Don't talk about gift memberships as I get here. Pause is the one that brought it up. Don't blame me. Pause is the one that brought it up. Like this job better than the last one? Yes and no. I mean, yes. I do. Just there are things about it that I still, that are still tough. You bought a membership and Killface got it? Nice. Just being earned. Barely. It's wildly inconsistent hours. In chat, that my friend Colin, I was talking to her, and then notification for the membership. Like last week, technically 40 hours minus, a couple days that I got off work early. This week, 0 hours. So, yeah, inconsistent. Low energy and Angie. Aw. I know what that's like. Bragging about me having a job. That's rather silly. What does he care? Yeah, like he and I don't know each other. We've never interacted. Why the hell? Like, why would he care about? I don't get it. I suppose it's always possible I might just be a miserable bastard. Because he can't find a job? Ah, that's rough. That shit is rough. Hey, Kiara. Hey, Rise. Yeah, and the job market sucks. He was a drunk with uncontrolled diabetes and didn't want to work. Well, job market still sucks. All the non-whites take all the jobs from the whites. Depends on what type of work you're into. Yeah. Then I mean, even then, like, there's not a lot of jobs. Not a lot of jobs where the market's particularly strong, where there's a lot available. But yeah, okay. If he's one of those types, then fuck him. Rise at the beginning of his life. Morticians, plumbers, they both have plenty of work. I mean, for now. Bound to change, though. I mean, I suppose morticians might not run out of work anytime soon. Aging population and all. not exactly something that can be done by that, not and it's not exactly a field where AI is gonna be very useful. Hey, Gar, like it's not exact, or I should say, it's not exactly a field where AI can be pushed. You can't really push AI in the mortician field. Plumbers either, master blasters and all. Yeah, it sucks, Kara. There's a lot of like cute and funny animal videos. Like a lot of like there's a lot of algorithmically generated videos of like cute and funny animals. It's like and it's so fucking stupid. Because like if people are doing it for attention, and it's just so shitty. Guess that's the thing or reading. I can do both. I watch a Bond documentary on a funeral feud called The Mortician. I would call it The Curious Case of the Funeral Home Horrors. Yeah. I don't know how people view that garbage. I mean, honestly, I don't think many people do view it. Like, you'll come across their feed and then they'll move on. Like it's maybe they notice that it's AI, maybe they don't, or a lot of they don't notice that it'll come across their feed. They probably don't notice it's AI and they move on regardless. Like it's people aren't really like some of the YouTube creators are AI. Yeah, but I mean, even then, I suspect they're probably not getting that many legitimate views. People coming like it's a real thing. There is definitely that. There is a lot of that actually. But I mean, it's people not noticing that it's AI. So, like, it's people not noticing that it's AI. People are very much not, actively looking for AI algorithmically generated images and videos, though. Yeah. So what I mean when how people view that garbage. What I mean is yeah, there's the people who don't notice it because they're not really paying very close attention. I think a lot of people aren't really paying that close attention. And they don't really know the tells and all that. I have to state a video of the So now you can get banned. Something like that, I think. I think Rise meant me. So yeah, like people view AI when they don't know that it's AI. That's sort of what I mean. People view AI when they don't know that it's AI, but they're not looking for AI stuff. Nobody wants to look at algorithmically generated art and video, images and videos and shit like that. Nobody actually wants to deal with that shit. The only way to get them to view it is to trick them into it by saying, no, this is definitely a real video. This is definitely a real image. More sensitive to it and others aren't. Yeah, I mean, it depends on sort of how much. It depends on whether people like really view art. I don't know that there are a lot of people who love it. There are definitely some. There are definitely some people who love it. Inexplicably. But I don't think there's actually a lot. I would expect that most people don't really have any interest in it. Make videos of themselves. Yeah. But also, like, if AI was really as popular as it's made out to be, these companies wouldn't be needing to force it the way they do. All these companies are really fucking forcing it. Like there are companies that like businesses that are saying you have to use AI in your work. Well, new movies are almost all AI. Well, no, they're all CG. That's different. But like it's like business, like you have to use it in your work. That is not a sign of it being a popular thing. That is not a sign that people want to use it, that people see any reason to use it. That is a sign that it's actually not popular at all among like employees of these businesses. That the people at these companies don't fucking want to use it. If they have to be like if it has to be mandated that employees use it, that's saying that employees don't fucking want to use it. And yeah, like OpenAI, it's a money sink. All these companies, all these AI companies, they're money sinks. They're not making any profits. It's all just a bubble. Don't people learn to ensure they keep their jobs? Yeah, and like, of course, learn it to keep your job. And then we're gonna fire. And then we're gonna fire a big chunk of our workforce. We're gonna fire a bunch of you because we've got the AI to do the work. And then those of you who are left, you're gonna have to work twice as hard because now you have to do your jobs and you have to do the jobs of the people we fired, and you need to actually fix the mistakes that the AI is making because it's fucking shitty. Because AI is fucking incompetent. It reduces productivity. They're still learning and had a bad headache for 3 days afterwards. Something's wrong with it. It's very uncanny valley. A lot of it is very definitely very uncanny valley. A lot of it just looks wrong. Watch workers see how much they did compared to others. Yeah. Start running the Social Security Administration in April, so many people are going to get screwed and fine. Oh yeah, they will because it's fucking useless. It's useless. It's bad at what it does. It's bad at what it does. Robots will be doing surgeries and people will die. More people can use it. They'll get the job, but if they can read and critically think to basically assist the AI. Yeah, I mean, it's basically going to be, can you fix the mistakes that it makes? Because it's going to make a ton of mistakes. Because yeah, like it reduces worker productivity because it's not actually good at what it does. Actually, no, it's good at what it does, but what it does is sycophantically give the appearance of answers. It doesn't give actual answers. It gives the appearance of answers. Whether those are correct or not is irrelevant. Whether the information it gives is accurate is not actually relevant to what it does. The point is not for it to give accurate information. The point is for it to give the appearance of giving information. And every single one of them is programmed to be totally sycophantic, just absolute. Yes, you're totally right. You're what a brilliant question. You're the smartest person who's ever used me. You're brilliant. You're perfect. You're amazing. Everything you say is completely and totally correct. Don't ever reliant on dumb and necrotic and doom scrolling. That's fantastic people. That's the thing. Like, all these fucking people are like, oh, AI is going to do all the jobs no one wants to do. You won't even need to work. It's like, so are you going to do universal basic income? No. Why would we do that? Find a fucking job, you bum. Like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, it's like they're pushing this idea that AI is gonna do all the work, but they're not going to give people money for not working. Like, it's still like people are still gonna need money to live, and they're not gonna be able to get jobs. It's so fucking stupid. It's like it's just the most short-sighted fucking thing. It's capitalism being a fucking death cult. Make as much money as you can, as quickly as you can. The future can worry about itself. It's an anti-human philosophy that these companies have. They hate humanity. These companies straight up hate humanity. They hate people. I'm gonna get more water. I'll be back in a minute. I, Robot is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of people who like. I do feel like there's a lot of people who do take the stance that like, if you couldn't like for AI movies, for example, for algorithmically generated movies, I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, well, if you couldn't put in the time to, if you couldn't put in the time and effort to make the movie, why should I put in the time and effort to watch it? And that's aside from the fact that those movies are going to be shit. They're not going to be good movies. It's on my shirt. It's Studio Ghibli. It's Spirited Away, or Spirited Away. It's Spirited Away. Miyazaki declared AI was an attack on life, offensive to life. What was his exact phrasing? Yeah, an insult to life itself. Yeah, Hayao Miyazaki once called AI an insult to life itself. Called it repulsive. do love me Studio Ghibli. They make some damn fine movies. The Princess Story. The Tale of the Princess Kaguya. Oh. Well, thanks for coming, Killface. Hope I'll see you again soon. Oh, Princess Mononoke. You probably mean Princess Mononoke. That was a good one. I haven't watched that one in forever. The guy was killed. Huh? Not sure what you mean, right? Like, I'm not sure. Like, I might be missing what you're talking. I might have missed something. Would you like Ghibli movies? I mean, they're beautifully animated, and most of them have like really, really good stories. The one thing I will say, the one thing to remember, um, Japanese stories are not necessarily told in the same way that Western stories are, or like Eastern Asian stories are not necessarily told in the same way that West. Yeah, there's English dubs. All the movies have English dubs. Do not watch the English dub. Do not fucking watch the dub of Grave of the Fireflies. The voice they got for the little girl in that movie is awful and took me right out of the story. Just an awful, awful voice act. Just awful voice acting for that one. Just absolutely ripped me completely 100% out of that story. Ruined the movie for me completely. That is the one Ghibli movie where you absolutely need to watch with subtitles instead of the dub. Oh, okay. You're talking about the game. Yeah, there was yeah. We found a dead dude. Yeah, we found a dead dude. We're investigating his murder. But other than that, all the Ghibli movies have actually like really good English dubs. They got really good voice casts. and just like really well done dubs. Like some dubs are bad. Like there are some, yeah, Ghibli, Ghibli. Sometimes Ghibli, like it's there's no actual official pronunciation for it. Other people call it Studio Ghibli. Yeah, like that. Ghibli is another is sort of the other main like Ghibli and Ghibli are the main two pronunciations I found. There isn't an official pronunciation because it's not a real word. So it's a Japanese studio named after an Italian airplane named after uh, a Libyan Arabic word for a hot wind. Hey, Joanna. Ghibli is the word I use for myself when I'm nervous or panicky. So yeah, Miyazaki pronounces it as Ghibli. So yeah, Miyazaki himself pronounces it as Ghibli. The Italian word would be pronounced Ghibli. And actually, the Japanese pronunciation of the studio is Ghibli. Anyway, almost all their movies are really good. Almost all of them are great. Riding the Wave. You know, Spirited Away won an Oscar. Um, I believe he won an Oscar as well for The Boy and the Heron, the most recent of the Ghibli movies. The Boy and the Heron, I think, also won a an Oscar, and a lot of them, and a few of them should have won the Oscars. Starting the 80s, yes, that is when the studio was founded. Miyazaki had done a few things before that, but that was when he and Isao Takahata started Studio Ghibli. It's a shame. The studio is mostly associated, like most people tend to associate Ghibli with Miyazaki, but like Isao Takahata also had some amazing movies. And they've had a couple other directors as well. Yeah, Hiromasa Yonebayashi did one of my favorite of their movies. A lot of times since I've seen a really good movie. Well, my plan for tonight is going to be to rewatch Little Shop of Horrors because it's free on YouTube. Little Shop of Horrors is free on YouTube, so I'm going to watch it. Yeah, I haven't watched all the Ghibli movies. There's a few that I haven't watched. Haven't seen Porco Rosso or Pompoko. Haven't seen My Neighbors, the Yamadas. And I haven't seen Tales from Earthsea. Oh, and I haven't seen The Red Turtle. So, 5 Ghibli movies that I haven't watched, although one of them. Oh, no, okay, it does count. That's with survival stuff lately. I was trying to call it B2B Castaways. They sail all over to these remote islands. Yeah, if you do want to check out Spirited Away, or if you do want to check out Studio Ghibli, Spirited Away is probably the place to start. There's a reason that it did win an Oscar. Watching body cam videos. I don't think I could watch that. I don't think I could watch body cam. I think I'd start to get like, I don't know. I think it would mess with my like. I think I'd get like a headache. Too much motion. I feel like. And I don't know. I feel like it'd just be like. I feel like it would just make me feel bad. Gloucester Mall security body cams. I did not see it. I heard about it. She did apparently go back and apologize. Hey, Brooka. YouTube keeps blocking it. That's weird. I do wonder why YouTube seems to hate you so much. You're saying the B word? Yeah, that might do it. An online story and send it by email. All right, sounds good. Anywho. Sue for wrongful arrestment. Do you think you could eat 33 meatballs? I don't know. How big are they? So it's like, how big are the meatballs? Even with small ones, though, probably not. 33 is probably going to be, like, even for small meatballs, I think 33 would be outside my, you know, beyond my ability. Small ones with meals, too. Yeah, I don't think I could eat 33 meatballs. That's a lot. That's a lot of meatballs. Is Uncle Buck having to remind Buttercup to remind her? Slipping, Buttercup, slipping. In your hand for the last 5 minutes. Hey, Lisa. I mean, I don't know what more there is to say about 33 meatballs. I don't think I could eat 33 meatballs. That is a lot. That is so goddamn many. Mini meatballs. Even then, I don't know that I'd be able to. Even mini meatballs seems like it'd be a lot. Right after, do you need to get a coffee and a cake pop too? Jeez. End of the day, I just don't have that big an appetite. Yeah, I just can't eat that much food. There are limits to how much I can eat. Ten to 12, because I'm good at about 5 or 6. Yeah. I'd probably shit myself if I ate 33 meatballs too. Why would you count? That's a fair question. Anywho. We got a fight going on in chat. Rise versus Buttercup. Fight! Mortal Kombat! User. User is Buttercup. That was her name before YouTube decided to stop showing screen names. Because YouTube is weird. You love fights? Not really. Jello fights. I do like shouting, Mortal Kombat! Jerry Springer fan. Honestly, when I was younger, I did watch Jerry Springer. I honestly don't remember how I felt about the fights that occasionally broke it. And when I watched, the fights were not a constant thing. Yeah, when I did watch it, you'd get occasional. Yeah, you'd get the occasional little fight breaking out, but it wasn't as constant as it became later on. Jerry Springer action figure my daughter bought me for Mother's Day. But yeah, the show got so much worse after I stopped watching it. It's considered shocking TV in Neliquitzer. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Like early on, it was exploitative from the start. It was always exploitative. But yeah, Steve did get a spin-off, I think. I never watched it. But yeah, it's like early on, it did at least pretend that it wasn't trying to be exploitative. It did pretend that it did pretend that it was trying to like yeah, here's people talking out their issues. You know, like it sort of pretended that it pretended that it was trying to be serious TV, even though it was just exploitation. Eventually, they stopped even pretending. Like they didn't even try at some point. Like it was just like, no, this is pure exploitation. Who wants to try out the stripper pole? You know, they stopped bothering to even have chairs on stage. Women came out already barefoot. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Hey, old meat. I mean, I would say, depends on the fifth grader, but probably. I would say I am probably smarter than a fifth grader. Yes, there's going to be bits of fifth grade trivia that I don't know. Yeah, there's going to be shit that's taught in some fifth grades that, like, I probably wasn't probably even taught to me. Yes, I'm aware of the show. One thing I'll note, I'm Canadian. There's going to be stuff taught in fifth grade in the US that we're not taught here. Beyond that, I mean, like, you know, there's stuff that's taught in fifth grade that, like, I've literally never had to use since then. Why would I remember that shit that's literally never come up in past 35 years of my life? Or I suppose not 35, but 30 years of my life, you know? England's are learn math a lot different now. Can't even help my granddaughter anymore. Shopping spree and paid $800 each with paid plane tickets and hotel stay. So yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, you didn't get this question that a fifth grader got. It's like, well, yeah, because it's fresh. Because to them, it's fresh in their memory. They learned it just, you know, they learned it just 3 months ago. I learned it 30 fucking years ago and it has never come up since. Why would I know? Like, why would I remember this utterly meaningless thing? This thing that is utterly pointless to my everyday life, utterly useless for my life. Also, like that, I'm pretty sure that was never even fucking. I'm pretty sure that was never even in my school. What the hell kind of school are you going to that this is being taught? Book report on one of the United States. Nope. Nope. We never did any reports on the U.S. No. No, I mean the U.S. was just not something that, at least for like in my school, like the school, like in my elementary school and my high school, we didn't really talk much about the U.S. in general. Why would we? Why would we? We all had TV. Believe me, we learned plenty about the U.S. through cultural osmosis. Don't worry about that. Can his history textbook say, but U.S. would talk smack? No, I mean, like I said, we didn't really learn much about it at all. Like shit, we didn't even learn about War of 1812. Would it have been the War of 1812? Yeah, like we didn't even learn about the War of 1812. I don't think. Which is wild, frankly. Junior high history and civics classes glossed over so much shit to be pro-American. Yeah, I mean, don't worry, we glossed over shit to be pro-Canadian. Residential school system was not taught in my elementary or high schools. Like, we did not talk about the residential school system or scandal. And by the time that I was in like grade 5, 6, whatever, it was known. The country report on Canada, the state flower, the gravy plant, Putinosis planticus, Putimicus platinus. So yeah, I mean the treatment of First Nations, that was not something that we were taught in my history classes. So don't worry. Canada is also prone to glossing over our shitty past and present in order to make ourselves look better. Canada has shared treating Indigenous people horribly. Yep, absolutely we do. That is definitely something we have in common. It's a big. It is very large. Pay a small portion by losing a bunch of money in their casinos. All part of Canada that also speaks French. Some French Creole in the States and Louisiana. Yep. I mean, fried bread taco and my braiding is on point. Anyway, the point is, yeah, U.S. was not something that To the best of my recollection, at least, as far as I can recall, the U.S. was something we talked very little about. In this, like when I like in the schools that I went to, it wasn't really a part of our curriculum. I think because there wasn't much need for it to be. Like I said, we have TV. We learned plenty about the U.S. through cultural osmosis. You know, it's just unavoidable. It was unavoidable that we were going to learn plenty about U.S. We didn't have a choice. So it's more important to be taught about Canada. We did have a war with them. In fairness, that was before Canada was an official country. When am I going to visit the U.S.? I mean, realistically, probably never. Realistically, I'm probably never going to get to go on a vacation ever again. I mean, it's true. Like, I'm not gonna be able to make enough money for it. It's expensive. Traveling anywhere is expensive. Like a proper vacation costs a lot of money, and I'm never going to be in a job that pays me a lot of money. Even if I get full time work, even if I get a full time job with a decent wage, $100 that every month, easier said than done. But like, even if I get full time work with good pay, I don't know, like 2 weeks paid vacation, like I'd get like 2 weeks paid vacation a year, and I'm a shit traveler. It's like I fly out somewhere the first week, I'm gonna be fucking dead. You know, I've you know, anytime I went to Scotland in the past, my first week there, I was like, I felt like shit. You know, cruise, fuck cruises. I would need a full month. Like I'd need a full like in order to like anywhere I travel, I'd need like a full month to enjoy it. And like there's nowhere, and like I'm not, no, nowhere does like full month paid vacation. You ever asked about PG for a month? No. Hey, Mike. So yeah, it's just realistically, vacations are just not a thing for me. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your cruise, old meat, but I see them as you know, Floating illness factories. Way to be positive. I'm positive my life is fucked. How's that, Joanna? I'm positive I'm going to die poor. Only way anything become a findom. Only way anything changes is if the revolution comes. I don't know. It's bullshit. So here's the thing. People who are born into generational wealth convince themselves that they earned their money. So they're like, oh, it's all about mindset. Yeah, never mind the fact that your fucking parents paid for your education, got you a job got you a great job at the company they own, at the business they own, and paid for your house and your car. Like it's like, if you think rich, you'll get rich. If you think successful, you'll be successful. It's fucking like all that fucking bullshit. Like it's bullshit. Paying for my house and I paid for my car already. Like the thing is, like, yes, there are people who start off poor and manage to attain some level of success. It's really rare and getting rarer. All my better jobs have been from knowing someone, not from my skills. Yeah. Too much school and work and school and work. And even then, you're more likely to end up not going anywhere. Because the system is rigged. The boomers pulled all the ladders up after them. Debt, yeah, you end up with a lifelong debt that you'll never pay off because business owners don't want to pay people anymore. Nebraska, my country, recently reduced the minimum wage for young people. Just going, yeah, I have. Because I can't force a company to pay more. The rich don't want to fucking pay people. Corporations don't want to fucking pay their employees. And there's nothing I can fucking do about that. Hey, Ripped. Like, shit, that's why they're fucking pushing AI so hard. We talked about that earlier. It's why they're pushing AI so hard. So that they don't have to fucking pay people. Because they hate their employees. Every corporation, every major corporation absolutely loathes and despises every single person who works for them. Just sheer, absolute, utter contempt for their own employees. Pure, unadulterated hatred. Because every single employee is a cost. And they are obsessed with making as much money as they can. And having to pay anybody, having to pay their employees, that means they're making less money. Hey, Scarlett. It means like for every employee they have to pay, it means that's, $15 an hour out of the CEO's pocket. They never talk. Nope. Why would they? Why would they? They don't fucking work. They're not doing any actual fucking work. Why would they retire? They don't do anything. All they do is collect money. When your job consists of bringing in money and going golfing, why would you fucking retire? There's no incentive for them to retire. Their company will go to business without employees, which pisses the executives off so much. That is what the executives are absolutely furious about, the fact that they need to have employees. And that's why they do everything in their power and shit out of their power as well. That's why they do everything to make life as miserable as they can for the employee. That's why they work to it's why they fight against minimum wage. It's why they fight against having to provide benefits. It's why they fight anything at all that would improve the lives of the employees at all. As far as they're concerned, the only benefit that the employees deserve is like a pizza party every 3 months. Health insurance? No, you don't need health insurance. What if we just do a pizza party once a quarter? Surely that's better than health benefits, than medical benefits. Surely that's better than paid maternity leave or paternity leave. Not pizza party. Oh, they love their pizza parties. Employers love doing pizza parties because it's a really cheap way of pretending that they care. Pizza party like it's grade school, yep. It's just a really easy way of pretending that they care. You know, they won't offer maternity leave, but here's a fucking pizza. Make sure to take. You're limited to make sure you don't take more than 2 slices. And hey, don't worry. Hey, don't worry. It's not just pizza. We didn't just get pizza. Of course, we're not getting just pizza. We've also got a bunch of cases of warm ass fucking mediocre soda. We've also got a bunch of warm cases of RC cola. Hey, vegan. Parties up with morale. You know what else helps with morale? Um, Good pay, good hours, good benefits, maternity leave, paternity leave, um, dental, paid vacation. Pizzas are a bare minimum thing. Pizzas are an insult, frankly. The old job gave us donuts once, and the manager got mad because someone took 2 donuts. Can imagine. Good night, Joanna. Yeah, that tracks. We gotta make sure everyone gets donuts. Gets their donuts. You don't take 2. We gotta make sure everyone gets one. They save the cake for retirement. Except who the fuck gets to retire these days? Instead, you know, you're caught up in mass layoffs. That's work somewhere special then. I had cake once. Husband and dad did, but they were both boomers. Yeah. Yeah, these days you're more likely to be caught up in a mass layoff instead. Like, I think a lot fewer places care about retirement. Like, there's a lot fewer places these days where, someone retiring is celebrated with a party or anything. Because there's also fewer places where you work for 40 years. It used to be, you'd get a job somewhere and you'd work there for decades. But that's very much becoming a thing of the past. Like for millennials, we tend to have a lot of jobs. We move from one job to another by necessity. You guys, yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot fewer union jobs. Dad had 45 years and husband had 48 years. Yeah, there's a lot fewer union jobs. Because Ronald fucking Reagan. Fuck Ronald Reagan. I hope he's burning in hell. I don't even believe in hell. I don't even believe in hell, and I still hope Ronald Reagan is burning in hell. Yeah, yeah. So because again, the rich always hated unions. You know, the business class, the owner class always hated unions. And then when Reagan got in, he was very, 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 very sympathetic to the owner class. Um, I'm happy she's gone. She belongs in prison, though. I'd be happier if instead of getting fired, she was getting arrested. Also, any Democrat who uses this as an excuse to stop calling to for ICE to be abolished needs to be replaced. ICE still needs to be abolished. The best time to abolish ICE was 25 years ago. Second best time is now. But I have a suspicion that Nome being fired, there's going to be a fair number of establishment Democrats who are going to say, well, you know what? Okay, now that she's out, there's a chance for reform. There's a chance to reform ICE and to improve how it operates and blah, 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 blah. And we'll use it to push back against the abolish ICE um, or the calls to abolish it. Useless dipshits like Chuck Schumer. It's a main talking point on all the campaign ads here in Illinois. Yep. And Democrats running on it are going to win. Honestly, the Democrats running on abolish ICE as part of their platform are going to do so much better than any Democrat who's not running on that. It's a winning platform. We're a Democrat state anyway. Yeah. Yeah, but even in red states, Yeah, they're gonna have the ones who call to abolish ICE are gonna outperform the ones who don't. Might not be enough to win, like might not be enough to beat a Republican, but do a damn sight better. Come a damn sight closer to beating them. And there will be upsets. There will be cases where the abolish ICE Democrat beats a Republican candidate in like even in red districts. It's been happening. Like we've already seen it happening. Districts that went for Trump in 2024 going for a Democratic candidate in, over the past few months. I think I've seen a Republican ad running against anyone here. Good. But yeah, ads are annoying. Political ads are just annoying. Is that pretty? No, no. I mean, we do have our own like immigration agencies and everything. Like, we don't really have an ICE type organization. Yeah, obviously, we have people who investigate undocumented immigration. Yeah, and we have border patrol and police. Are you speaking of American politics and policies as a Canadian? Because I give a shit what happens in the U.S. Because at the end of the day, I think Americans deserve better than what they're getting. What Alberta is like. It is a very conservative province. Um, what kind of people are Albertans? Like I said, it's very conservative. It's a big farm state or province, big farm province. A lot of cattle, a lot of cowboys there. There's Calgary Stampede and all that, so a lot of cowboy types and people who sort of romanticize the cowboy lifestyle of yore. Also, a lot of oil. Alberta has a lot of oil. Is another big thing. There's the oil sands there. You want to see? Some do. I don't expect it to happen. It's like Texas. Yeah, it honestly is. It's Canada's Texas. Complete with people not complete with a segment of the population who doesn't want to be a part of the country that they're a part of. It's like there's a lot of because fair number of Texans who think Texas should secede from the U.S. So it's since there's ever lunch session talk. Yeah. I mean, it's not a huge segment that does actually advocate secession, but it's very vocal and it gets a lot of attention. But yeah, it's Canada's Texas. And yeah, I think the oil is the big part of it. The oil sands. They kind of feel like okay, so without passing any specific judgment, they feel like the oil sands. They feel like they should have a larger voice in overall Canadian politics. I feel like they kind of feel like more of the money from the sands should stay in Alberta. Is kind of what it comes down to. They resent having to sort of having to listen to Ottawa because like, hey, we're the ones with the oil. We're the ones bringing in the oil money. Why should we listen to what Ottawa has to say? An argument I can kind of sympathize with, but not much. Refined oil should be nationalized for the energy sector. See what the U.S. media is pushing that weird stuff too. Yeah. And also, I mean, like another reason the U.S. media pushes the Alberta stuff. It's one of the few interesting things that's going on in Canada. Canada is not a country known for excitement in our politics. So whenever anything comes up that is kind of juicy, yeah, I mean the U.S. media is gonna focus on it because hey, look, there's something actually kind of interesting happening in Canada. You don't see that very often. We have a reputation for being politically boring. Probably justified. It didn't Justin knock up Katie? To be fair, he's no longer prime minister though. Yeah, our former prime minister is now dating Katy Perry. Like, okay, sure, that's a thing. Apparently, that's just a thing now. Okay, yeah, okay, sure, fine. But that also gets a lot of attention. And it is acting up a lot of skipping. Ah, boo. Also, hello, Ashley. Also, it's not my internet, it's just my YouTube connect. It's just YouTube, I think. Or it's just my browser's connection to YouTube. My internet itself is fine. But yeah, it's and I mean that's also I assume I don't really pay much attention to US media, but I assume that that's also gotten a fair bit of attention. That Justin Trudeau is now apparently dating Katy Perry. Justin and Katy look like cousins to you. It's but yeah, I mean the last time Canada had anything politically interesting going on was you know Rob Ford. And that was like 15 years ago. About 10 years ago, I guess. Yeah, last time Canada had anything like really interesting going on politically was Rob Ford, and that was 10 years ago. So yeah, no surprise that the U.S. media is very excited about the Alberta secession movement. Isn't that big news? Our girl has fallen off. Fair. That's actually pretty fair. Katy Perry has definitely, yeah, she's not as beloved as she used to be. Yeah, I don't remember the details, but she said some shit that pissed off a lot of people on the left. And I feel like a lot of people on the right just never really cared that much about her one way or the other. I feel like right wingers very rarely truly embrace pop stars. Like there's always a sense of suspicion towards them. I think because a lot of pop stars do sort of accentuate their sexuality. You know, there's a lot of, you know, skimpy outfits and shit like that. And there's a very strong puritanical segment on the right wing. So even those right wingers who don't necessarily share that same puritanical streak do sort of feel obligated to at least pretend they do. So yeah, I think right wingers always hold back from fully embracing most pop stars because of that. Her voices are heard by millions, and the right hates that. Eh, I don't know that it's that. Like I said, I think it has to do with they can spread messages. Yeah, but I mean, how many of them do? There are some who do for sure. Like Lady Gaga definitely tries. Chapel Rowan definitely tries. But I don't know. Did Katy Perry ever really try to spread a message? You know, going back to my childhood, did Britney Spears ever really try to spread any message with her music? Not really. Not really. Okay, man. Just not a criticism of her. I mean, she was, she was making fun music that people enjoy. That's fine. I wasn't for me, but it's fine. I sort of like, but like she wasn't really trying to spread a message. I think a lot of pop stars there wasn't really much. They seldom really had that much of a message. It was more. And for the record, the same is true of rock. What fucking message was goddamn Cherry Pie trying to spread? Right? She's my cherry. But like that, no goddamn message. That was just pure like, I want to have sex with a woman. Because there's people who are like, oh, rock is all about, all about message. It's like, fuck you. Fuck no, it's not. Yes, there have been rock bands, rock artists with very strong messages that they're trying to send. There's also fucking Kiss. Kiss never had anything to say in their entire goddamn lives, in their entire careers. Kiss never had a single thing to say in their entire careers, except that they like clapping. That's the only message that Kiss ever had, was that they like clapping. Pop music is not shallower than rock music. I am sorry. Anyone who says that pop music is shallower than rock music has not actually paid attention to that much rock music. They are deluding themselves. On that note, though, I am going to get going. So, thanks for watching. And good night.